Hello, my name is Jay Brandis. I'm a librarian with Troy University. Right now I want to show you how to use the Troy Library databases. I'm at the Troy University homepage, trojan.troy.edu. I come over here where it says Troy Libraries, and I click, and it brings me to the libraries homepage. There's more than one library in the system, so there's a libraries homepage. If I come up to library location, it gives me a choice: Dothan, Montgomery, Troy. I'm going to go with Troy Online because most of our students are studying with Troy Online. I should say most of our doctoral students are studying with Troy Online, and so I'm going to use this page. Databases are easy to find. You come over here and there's a list of them by subject and alphabetically, but if you know which one you want, just use this drop-down menu. I'm going to one called Academic Search Complete. So I know which one I want. Academic Search Complete. I push the Go button, and the first thing that happens is it's going to want you to log in. It wants your Web Express user ID. Mine is JAYB777. And it wants my password. I am not telling you my password. And I push login, and it's taking me to a database named Academic Search Complete. The company is named EBSCO. You will see the brands of these databases plastered all over the place. Sometimes that can get confusing. So the database I'm in is called Academic Search Complete, and it's from a company called EBSCO. I am going to do a search on public stadium funding. Now, I could just type those three words in there, but I might get into trouble. Well, let's try that. Public stadium funding. Library databases are not as smart as Google. So when I put in public stadium funding, it's looking for these three words, but it's looking for them all pretty close together. So I'm only finding 11 things. What you want to do when you're searching, use these connector words. And or are the ones you'll use most frequently. So public and stadium and funding. That's better. 84 items. Sometimes they're articles, sometimes they're from newspapers, sometimes they're from trade journals. If you look down here, it's telling you where it's getting the results from. Now, some of the tricks and tips I want to show you today have to do with constructing your search. So one tip is to use nesting or parentheses and add words. So I want the or connector, or arena. So I don't know if the articles are going to use the word stadium or arena. So right now I've got 84. Let me add that word arena to the search and see if that finds some more things. Yeah, it went way up, so I wasn't sure what word to use. Try the other word. Funding or financing. So I'm telling you, look for the word public, and I've got a concept here: stadium or arena, and funding or financing. Right now I've got 227 things. I tell it to do the search. Okay, I'm up to 499. So I'm feeling pretty good. I've got 499 items, 499 hits. Let me show you a little bit about the EBSCO brand of databases, what it's doing. If you look over here to the right, it is sorting things by relevance. So it is deciding what is most relevant. Now, it's got some kind of magic algorithm, and it works pretty good. But sometimes you will want to switch that to new to old, sometimes old to new. It won't always give you a choice of author or source, but sometimes you will get that. But I want you to be aware that you can sort these things. Also, it's showing you 20 at a time. So the default is to show you 20 items at a time. If you're just looking for one or two items, that might be fine. I tend to max it out. I just tend to go, give me 50. Show me as many as you can. I'd like you to notice that while you're in this database, Academic Search Complete, or any of the databases from the EBSCO company, if you look over here to the right, you'll see that the library chat service is cut in. So if you suddenly need help and the Troy campus library is open, that chat box will be there. Someone will be monitoring that. On the left, you have some limiters that you can use to narrow down your search. One of them that you'll find you're using often is one for scholarly or peer-reviewed journals. In my mind, those terms aren't exactly interchangeable, but for the EBSCO company, they've used them interchangeably. Now, keep in mind that someone in the database company has decided what is or isn't a scholarly or peer-reviewed journal. Also, keep in mind, not everything in a scholarly journal is a scholarly article. It could be a book review, it could be an editorial. So when you see things by Anonymous, or you see something that's a quarter of a page long, no, that's not going to be a scholarly or peer-reviewed article. With this brand of company, EBSCO, it will let you add additional databases to your search. Right now, I want you to notice what happens when I add something to the search. I've got that scholarly limiter on, and just for the sake of it, I'm going to put on the full text limiter. I'm going to tell it, give me everything only if it's in full text. So I've got a couple of limiters on, full text and scholarly peer-reviewed. I'm in an Academic Search Complete. It's a sort of a general database, but I want to add some more to my search. I tell it, choose databases. I want to add a business database, and I want to add Sport Discus, the sports database. I tell it, okay, so I'm searching 3 of them at the same time. And look what happens. It pulls my limiters off. It says, you're starting a new search. Let me start you fresh. So if you want those limiters on, you're gonna have to put them on. It was nice and it kept my search. That won't always happen. And see, it's showing you the name of the first database that I used, but I can tell it, show me everything that I'm using. Okay, so I know I'm using a few databases. I can do my search. Now I find many more articles than the first time. If I want to, I can apply those limiters. I can say, give me the full text. And I can say, give me scholarly, peer-reviewed articles. I want to show you a couple more things about the EBSCO brand of databases. You'll notice that, well, this title here is all caps, and this one, sort of the major words are capitalized, and most of these are lowercase. It all depends how the database company received the information from the publisher. Now, how does this apply to you? Well, I'm going to click on the title of one of these, and I want to show you that within EBSCO, there are tools to help you cite articles within the database. They don't work perfectly. We are telling you, don't rely on these. So you can use them, but they're not reliable. Here's the APA reference that it's generated. Well, it's giving you every single word with every single letter capitalized. We know that's not right. So you've got to be careful about using the information that you get from the databases as far as the citations go. It won't always do a perfect job. In fact, it almost never does a perfect job for you. Let's see. Other things that I want to show you. I've showed you that it's coming by relevance, and you can change that. You can change the number of items that you see on each page. Also up here, you can sign in. Now, you've already logged into the database, so it knows you're okay to get the full text of articles. Normally, I warn students away from creating an EBSCO account or creating an account that deals with just a particular database company. But as doctoral students, you're going to be using an awful lot of articles. You may want to create an account. That way you can save the references or save the citations to the information you find within this brand of databases. So if you find that useful, go for it. Make sure you don't lose that password because there's no way to reset it. Always keep your information, somewhere else. Have a list of things that you found. But you might find that tool useful. So I've come in here before and I've chosen some databases. Right now I'm searching the general database, I'm searching the sports database, I'm searching the business database. If I wanted to, I could select them all. That might be a little overkill. I might be getting things that I'm not interested in. Funk and Wagnall's encyclopedia, you're not interested in that. But depending on your search, now I'm going to take them all off. Depending on your search, you might want to mix up what you're looking for. Maybe you've got something that has a psychological or sociological component. So you might add psych info. That'll include psych articles. You don't know that, so I'm just telling you now. Psych books gives you chapters out of books. And I'll take the sports one as well. I'll take Soc Index. So depending on what you're looking for, you can take any or all of the databases from this company, EBSCO. Now, if you like doing that, if you like just searching all of the EBSCO databases all at one time, I'm going to show you the shortcut to doing that. I'm back here at the Troy Online Library page, and it says select a database. There is a single database called EBSCO Databases Combined. If you go to EBSCO Databases Combined, right from the start, you're searching every EBSCO database. Don't be fooled by the fact that it says Academic Search Complete up here. If I click Show All, it shows me that I'm searching every database from that company. So, you might like to search all the EBSCO databases at one time. That's a good way to do it. I am going to limit back my databases. I'm going to take them all off, and I'm going to tell it I just want Sport Discus with full text. Okay. And I'm going to show you how you can find out if there's a particular journal within this database and how you can search just that journal if you want to. I'm coming up here to Publications. Don't search here. This is for searching the database. Search here. This is, you want to find out, do you have a particular journal? Now, I already know this is in here, but Journal of Applied Sport Management. I ask it, hey, do you have this journal? And it says, yes, I've got the bibliographic records, meaning it has the indexing information, the title, the author, the journal title for articles, but it also has the full text from 2013 to the present. If I click on the title of the journal, it will let me do a couple of things. If I want to, I can browse through the issues. So here in 2017, I can just pick an issue. I can look through it. I can see all of the articles by issue. Or from the same page, there's a link here that says search within this publication. So I'm telling it, and it's filled in this information for me, just look in this journal, and then I'm going to add a word, and intercollegiate. So I'm saying, just look in this particular journal, and then look for this other topic of this other word that I have in mind. So I'm limiting my search to a particular journal, and I've added another concept to it. I'm back here at the Troy Online Library page, and I'm going to search a database from another company. I'm going to come in here and choose a database called ABI Inform Collection. I click Go. It doesn't ask me to log in because a couple minutes ago I logged into the EBSCO databases and my computer knows I'm okay to get into the library databases. The meaning of the title of this database has long been lost. It means American Business Information, but looking at the name you really wouldn't know. The way you know which database to use is you get used to them, you ask a librarian, hey, which one should I be using? So this is from a company called ProQuest, and it works in a similar fashion to the other database companies. You've got a box and you put your search terms in there. I'm going to do that same search. I'm going to look for public and stadium or arena and funding or financing. Here's the limiter boxes. I'm going to, sure, I'm going to put them on from the start. See here, ProQuest's a little different. It's separated scholarly and peer-reviewed because you can have a scholarly journal that isn't necessarily peer-reviewed. So I'm telling it I want peer-reviewed and I want full text. I tell it to do the search, and up come my articles. ProQuest brand has this weird way of reformatting your search. I find it a little confusing, but that's what it's doing. It's sort of realigning the terms that you put in there. Now, just like the databases from the EBSCO company, you can search more than one ProQuest database at a time. If I click on Change Databases, I get a menu of all of the databases we get from this company. So the business one is pre-checked. If I wanted to, I might come down to Research Library. That's the social sciences one. And then I can either go to the very bottom or the very top. And I say Use Selected Databases. Now let me redo my search. And I'm going to put my limiters on. My limiters have stayed on this time. And I do my search and I get more results. Similarly to the other brand of databases, I can change the way they're displayed. So right now I am seeing them viewed by relevance. If I want to, I can see oldest first, or I can see most recent first. Also, like the other company, the database has some tools to help you do documentation, but also like the other company, they don't work particularly well. They give it the old college try, but it doesn't work perfectly. I've come into an article. I thought I want to cite the article, and it gives it a try. This looks pretty good, but this information at the end really isn't what you want to be using, so it can get you started, but don't rely on the information within the databases. Now, we're in the ProQuest brand of databases. Also, they let us cut in our chat box, so when you're in the when you're in the ProQuest brand of databases, you can also get live help as long as the library is open. Now, can you get all of these databases searched at the same time? Sure. Come up here and we're going to do a new search. And come back to the basic search. And I tell it that I want to pick databases. And I can take them all. And it's going to give me every single database that I've got from this company, including ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Global. That's the main one that you won't get if you use ProQuest Central, and I will show you ProQuest Central in a moment. But here I can tell it, yeah, use all of the databases that you have all at the same time. I'm going to come back to the library homepage one more time. Now, earlier I said that if you want things from the EBSCO company, you can use EBSCO databases combined. If you want all of the databases, or almost all of the databases from a ProQuest company, just click ProQuest Central. About the only one you're going to be missing is ProQuest Dissertations and Theses, so you can do that separately if you want to, or you can just come into any of the ProQuest databases, such as ProQuest Central, and if you want to add the Dissertations database, you can just click Change Databases. See, they're almost all selected, and then I need to add ProQuest to the mix, or ProQuest Dissertations to the mix, and now I really am searching all of those databases. So I showed you the two from the big boys that produce a lot of databases, and they let you search them in a combined fashion. There's two more databases that I want you to see, And they are smaller databases, but I think they're valuable. And these are ones that are listed in the library handout that you've got. The first one I want you to see is Sage Journals. Sage is a highly respected academic publisher. Everything that you're getting from Sage Journals are from one publisher. So unlike the other databases where you were getting journals and articles from a multitude of publishers, here you're only getting from one publisher, but it's a very good publisher. If you look at that handout, the library handout, it gives you a tip about Sage. What it says is, if you do your search here, it's looking through every word of every article in every journal, and that might be a bit much for you. It suggests coming over to the advanced page. By default, the database is going to look anywhere in the article, the full text. It's going to look through everything. That's usually going to give you an overwhelming amount of information. It's not going to be on target. I like to search in the abstract only, so I'm just going to use a short search here: public and stadium and funding. And it finds 19 things. Now, that's not a huge amount, but there should all be very scholarly and academic journals. Now, sometimes we have the full text, sometimes we don't. It looks like for this search, most of these things are locked out. We don't have a subscription to them. But copy down the citation information, and then if you request an interlibrary loan, we'll get you a copy of the article, and you will get that electronically. So Sage Journals is another very excellent database to use, in addition to the ones from the EBSCO and the ProQuest company. I'm going to go back to the library homepage. I'll come back to the Troy Online Library page. And the last database I want to show you, Wiley Online Library. Like the Sage Journals, it's one publisher. So it's articles from one publisher, Wiley. I'm going to do that same search. It finds articles, very scholarly, and some of them will be available and some of them will not. So this one's openly available to anyone. This one's available to Troy because it's in one of the journals that we subscribe to. So anything that's openly available has that unlock. You can get it right now. Anything that isn't, take down that citation information and you can request an interlibrary loan, and we'll be glad to get that journal for you, or to the journal article for you, and we'll send it to you and you'll get that electronically.